Why did more people trust Morristown-Hamlin Healthcare System last year? Maybe it's our compassionate, highly skilled ER with round-the-clock emergency surgical services, the area's only cath lab for heart attack patients, our comprehensive regional cancer center with personalized treatment plans, the only local hospital delivering our next generation of babies, and all part of the region's top-performing healthcare network. Morristown-Hamlin Healthcare System, a member of Covenant Health.
Well, I just wanted to say that before Ken leaves here, that he has requested that he die on the practice field and we roll him over in the kudzu. But I told him that absolutely was unacceptable. As high as that kudzu is, we wouldn't have found him for 10 years, and he'd be smelling by then. And so that wasn't going to work. But let me just say, before I start taking a few questions from our media, I've told the coaches and I've told his players, this is Ken Sparks' day. Now, obviously, Ken's a humble man, and I understand that, and that's one of the things I respect from him. But this is his day. He spent over 43 years of his life on this campus. 47. Hey, don't forget there's 3 years there we didn't count, this being one of them. But Ken has spent his life at Carson-Newman. And not only has he made an impact with these coaches that have come through here that he's worked with, and the young men and young women that he's had the chance to work with, both as the athletic director and as our head football coach. He's made an impact on this campus. And he's made an impact in this community. And he's made an impact for God's kingdom. Amen. And I would say that God is smiling right now on what this man has done for this university. And he's talking about he wouldn't be here when he's 120. I promise you, Ken Sparks' spirit, his legacy, and his leadership, and what the example he set will be on this campus and in this community, Ken, when you're 127. And I hope I'm around to see it. I will tell you, if I'm around to see it, we're the same age, see, so I'm pulling for it. But I just think that we ought to show our respect for what this man's done, and let's give him the kind of applause just to let him know he's loved and respected. We're not going to be here much longer, but I know there's one or two questions that you'll want to ask me. But I just do want to reemphasize my thanks and gratitude to Coach Sparks and Carol. And Carol, we jokingly said before this meeting that in the absence of having a great supportive spouse, we men would be very little. So thank you for your love, your support, the nights you were at home by yourself, the nights you have to listen to him come home and complain because he got a bad call, or Mike Turner made a bad call, or Coach Slade didn't get us in the right defense, or whatever. But thank you for your support and your love. And we just want you to know you're an equally loved and important member of the Carson-Newman family. So thank you for being here today. Now, there's several folks that are here today. We got David Barger, athletic director emeritus, who had to put up with Ken 20-plus years, and some former coaches that Ken's worked with back through the years. They're here. Our coaching staff that presently's around the coaches, and our other coaches that coach different sports are here. Some of our athletes are here. Others, they better have their tail in class if they're not here. But I want to thank you for being here today. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of your family. What a great family it is. And when we left with our players, Coach challenged them. And I too want to challenge them. And I want to challenge each of us that as we move forward, here's been my prayer since Ken and I have talked. God, this old dumb boy from Strawberry Plains, I hope you put the man to lead this program in front of me, and this old dumb boy can't miss it. And here's what we will expect. The next coach coming behind Coach Sparks will be, in a lot of ways, have the same characteristics. We're looking for a coach that has great character, who will continue to be godly and lead this football program and this university in the manner that we become accustomed. Number two, we will expect a coach that expects excellence from these young men, both in the classroom and on the field. We want to graduate the students that God's given us the responsibility for. And number three, he better dadgum well be able to coach some football. So those three things are what we'll be looking for. We want to begin today's Ken's Day, and so we won't be dealing with that today, but we'll start the process quickly, and we will hope it'll be over quickly, to be quite honest, because I don't relish the thought of everybody that's ever played for him or every alum or every coach that wants a job, and there are literally hundreds of them, calling me and saying, hey, I'm your guy. But seriously, that's the three characteristics that we're going to look for, and we'll try to make it quickly, and we will expect excellence to continue through the foundation that Ken Sparks and others that have preceded him have brought to this university. With that said, I'll take questions from the media if you have any of me.
Alan, it's a historic day because when you look at the coaching landscape, coaches don't stay with jobs very long. These are the stepping stones of the job. There's never going to be another situation like this where a coach has coached been the head coach for 37 years and retiring like this. Talk about that, please.
Well, I think that's true. You know, there have been very few of those. The Bowdens of Paternos, the Robinsons at Grambling, and Ken Sparks. There are very few of those. But there are very few of Ken Sparks. There are very few people that have his kind of Christian commitment. It's never been about the big salary for Ken. He's had opportunities to go and coach at other places. He's had opportunities to coach in the NFL. But if you know Ken, you know his heart, and you know he felt like God's mission was here at Carson-Newman to help young men become good Christian men that could go out into the world once they've left him and make a difference for God's kingdom. So that's why you don't see many of them. And today in this monetary society, most coaches are looking to move up. And it means pay increases, maybe increase in status and those kind of things. But that was not Ken Sparks' heart. His heart was in a totally different direction. So I think that's the reason that this campus and this university and community have been blessed to have this man for the 47 years of his life.
Alan, you've known for a few years that this was going to come after the diagnosis. A lot of athletic directors say they got an idea of where they might go when that time comes. Is that true of you?
Well, it's absolutely true with the first three things I said. That's who we're looking for. People with great character, people that will expect excellence in the classroom and certainly on the football field. Now, I would be lying to you and you'd be naive to think that people had not approached me about this job. They have. Both folks outside this university, and I'm sure there are coaches on this staff that would be interested. But as I said earlier, we're going to take our time if need be, and we'll move quickly if we can. And my preference is to move quickly to find that person. Other questions?
When you took this job, you had such a coach like that entrenched here. That had to make your job easy as an athletic director, kind of step in and have somebody like Ken Sparks on staff.
Well, without question, and of course David could take a lot of credit for that. They had a great relationship, and I have to tell you, I was told before I got here, gosh, that'll be hard. We've not had the first hard day. Ken Sparks has been a team player. He's been exemplary in everything we've asked him to do, and he's done it with respect, and he's done it far beyond what anyone sitting in my position could have ever hoped for. So you're exactly right. I was fortunate to inherit someone like Ken Sparks and the foundation that he set for this program that will certainly benefit those to follow him.
What's tomorrow going to be like?
What's tomorrow going to be like? Well, tomorrow morning, to be honest, I'll have a 10 o'clock meeting with our coaching staff, and we'll discuss the process and where we go from here and how that process will work. I feel like they deserve that. They've earned it. And so we'll begin that process with them, and they'll hear it from me in the morning. That'll be the first step.
Anything else for Alan?
Well, just let me say again before I go, this is a special place. This is a special group that are assembled in this room. And I have a pastor that often says, none of us are here by chance. God has placed us here. And I just ask that each of us continue to support this university, this football program, and Coach Sparks as he and Carol now start a new chapter of their life. And Carol, our commitment to you and Ken is anything we can do to help that process, we stand ready to do so because you stood ready to help us. Thank you very much. So thank you for being here this afternoon, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll leave you with what I always leave you with. Go Eagles!